We're talking about preparation. No, not preparation H. That's what you need when they catch you and you go to prison. We're talking about preparation, like an experienced expert criminal. I don't know if you guys knew this. You may have, but I am the reason. I'm the reason that your all's tax returns are delayed every single year. That's right. I am that sumbitch. I'm the guy that created tax return identity theft. Not proud of that. But the reason I bring that up, when we're talking about not newbie criminals, not these script kiddies that are out there right now or people on Telegram and things like that, but when we're talking about really experienced criminals, for example, when I was doing tax fraud, the way that I went about that right as I was beginning, I got in all the tax codes, read all the tax books, got all the software in that I needed, QuickBooks, everything else, learned how to use everything, would test everything across the board. And then I went above and beyond what I thought was needed to be successful in doing that crime. So I would use a different IP address for every single file. I would use a different bank account for every single file, a different drop address for every single file, on a different amount for every single thing that I file. The idea being that when you're launching this initial attack, doesn't matter if it's tax fraud or what have you, whatever type of fraud that you're trying to perpetrate, that you want to make sure that you're going so much above what might be needed that everything is successful. So you're not trying to leave any holes open where you might fail. Now, once you find out that things are working fine, for example, I prepped, did everything across the board, you start cutting back at that point. What can I remove that makes things more efficient and faster for me that still equates in this crime being successful? So you start to remove things. I found out that, hey, I didn't have to have real addresses. I didn't have to, I could use the same account a couple of different times. After a while, I didn't even need to change IP addresses. So you test everything and you start withdrawing. I got to the point where I was able to manually file one tax return every 6 minutes. I would typically file somewhere between 150, 180 tax returns a week. That would be Sunday through Wednesday. Thursday, I would plot a map of ATMs. Then Friday and Saturday, I would take a road trip and cash out those stolen tax refunds. That was typically what happened. Not typically, that is what happened. But that's the criminal insight of the day, that criminals, typically experienced ones, expert ones, we prepare through the roof. We find out who our target is or what our target is. We research them methodically. We find out every single thing we need to find out about them, and then we launch our attack.